Well, welcome into our first Sunday edition of Weekend Recharge for 2026. I'm Molly McCullum.
And I'm Jen Carfagno, and America's weekend depends on the weather, and we're here with it. We've got a couple of clippers this week. We've got a little more rain in California, but then we get a break.
I think the big story that is going to evolve as we go throughout the week is just how warm everyone is going to get. Even areas that have just consistently seen snow and frigid temperatures. A big change is coming just in time for the new year, right? We like big changes at the beginning of the year.
Seasonal confusion for sure.
Let's slide into our Sunday snapshot where whipping winds and blowing snow.
A little bit of snow there with temperature right about 34. Mammoth Lakes, we're sitting at 30. The snow has been falling. When we've had a really good season actually so far with snowfall there at Mammoth. Now overall, when you look at the Sierra snow water content, we are running a little below average still, but we've been climbing over the end of December and we're close to that average. It's interesting that the southern mountains have really been doing the best when it comes to building up that snowpack here. And Molly kind of alluded to that. The northern mountains really are just starting to get into the snow. Most of the storm tracks so far this season have been favoring the southern stretch here of the Sierra. And, you know, as we take a look at this one today, we're going to get it more into the central and northern Sierra with the snowfall and the winter storm warnings that are in place, but also the southern part of it. And Mammoth, we've got more snow coming our way as well. In fact, they might be running the ski lifts on delay today just because of the conditions, the snow falling, the wind blowing. We've got a snow depth of anywhere from 52 to 81 inches so far. A foot of snow in the past 72 hours, and we've got about 15 to 24 lifts open with more coming your way in the coming days. Now, we'll battle some rain, especially down at the base area, but by tomorrow, we'll watch those snow levels drop and get snow here all the way down to the base. In Kirkwood, California, we're expecting snow. Snow levels have dropped enough that even down at base, we should have snow. We've got 10 inches in the past 72 hours, 10 out of 13 lifts open. More snow is coming our way. Definitely is elevation dependent, but once you get above 5,000 or 6,000 feet, we could see 1 to 2 or even 2 to 4 feet of snow. That will come with some wind. And winds are going to be gusty at least through today. You can see winds in Mammoth gusting 35 to 40. That's one of the
system after that, with that warmer air that's creeping to the north. We see all that pink on the map. Freezing going to be ice.
These are kind of warm winter problems. We think we want warm, but then it does bring you sort of to the edge because it's still not.
It's still not perfectly warm, right? It's in that zone that cause a lot of problems.
But we do have plenty of 60s and 70s to talk about, and that's further south. Here, let's go to Dallas. What month is it? Is it June or is it January? Although, look, this would be cool for June. So not saying it's that kind of weather, but getting up closer to 80 than 60 is a big deal for January. Our average high is 56. We've got forecast highs this week in the mid to upper 70s, especially Tuesday and Wednesday will be some of our warmest days. The warmth will be building across the nation. Tomorrow, 171 million. Tuesday, 211 million. Wednesday, 230 million going above average. And in a very big way, so we'll be threatening records. Once you start heading to 20 or 30 degrees above average, like so much of the middle of the country will, then you start to flirt with those record high temperatures here. And we see that even today. I mean, Denver, we're going to be in the 60s, probably some records here across the Front Range. We've got temperatures in the 60s all the way up into South Dakota. And even the fact that we've got temps in the 30s in Minneapolis means that we are dealing with that mixed precip type as opposed to getting into just pure snow as the system comes through today. It's all about the jet stream. And stop me if you've seen this before, that ridge in the jet stream. It was a pattern that we saw in so much of December. We see it again through this week. And so that expands the warm air as we see that jet stream ridge expand across the middle and eastern part of the country. Temperatures climbing by Wednesday into the 50s and 60s through Virginia, up into Pennsylvania, a lot of 40s. Chicago, we're going to be in the 40s, all above average. Now, when it comes to the records, there will be daily high temperature records, but they'll be very warm overnights as well. That does bring another problem, which I'll mention just quickly, but spots like Sacramento, we're coming close. Midland, Texas, we'll be smashing the old record of 44. Casper only dropping to 40. That breaks the old record of 36. When you have these warm overnights, you can get a foggy morning. So that may be another side effect that we see from the warmth, but then we warm up quite nicely during the day tomorrow. How about hitting 80 in San Angelo or 85 in Brownsville, Texas? So the warmth does continue. Now, temperatures on Tuesday climbing 10 to 15 degrees above average throughout the South. Atlanta mid-60s, in Nashville mid-60s. How about Chicago? 10 degrees above average puts you at 42 degrees for the high temperature. If you got the new coat for Christmas, maybe the new hat, gloves, etc., you're kind of putting them aside for now. You got to find a place to store them. You just don't need the biggest or heaviest coat that you have. Wichita, temperatures for us are going to be warming up, sending our highs to record levels. How about Baton Rouge, getting close to the record of 80, and Dallas at 77. That is just 2 degrees shy of the record high temperature here, and it's not the only spot here. It's all throughout the Southeast on Wednesday, Molly.
You know, Jen, I feel like when we see these really big warm-ups, enjoy it because the rain is on the way.
Yeah, oh boy, it's going away. Well, coming up on this Sunday edition of Weekend Recharge, 1 year since catastrophe
in California.
And it's interesting to see how the energy from those systems actually swings, eventually dives pretty far through the Southwest and comes up into the southern plains in the Southeast. We've got some rain coming this week here, and it's kind of tied into some of that western energy, but it takes all week to get there. And by Thursday and Friday, rain coming into spots like Jackson, Mississippi. So you probably saw earlier how we were talking about this warmth coming, upper 70s, feeling like summer, right? Or at least late spring. And it's not going to come in a clean way. We are going to be looking at the risk of some rainfall that actually could be heavy at times and pretty widespread. Temperatures will be mild, running about 15 to 25 degrees above average, but it comes with rain. Those southerly winds are going to pull the moisture up all the way up into the Midwest. We've got that I-70 corridor, all rain, easier when it comes to travel. Yes, Northeast, mostly rain. Extreme northern New England will get into some of the wintry mess, at least to start, and probably northern Maine hangs on to the snow through the event. But for everyone else, it's rainfall, and it could be a widespread 2 to 3 inches of rain watching into the Tennessee Valley, up into Kentucky. We've got rain that could be heavy at times. It starts on Thursday throughout the day, spreading out. And Molly, it looks like a really wet end to the week across the eastern half of the country.
Much needed rain. Well, still to come here as we start off the next weekend. Jen?
Well, coming up on this Sunday edition of Weekend Recharge, 1 year since catastrophe. We take a look back.
It has been a problem for a while now.
Coming up on this Sunday edition of Weekend Recharge, in 2026, NASA